This video is sponsored by PoketownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. Whether you're looking for that last card to complete your online deck or just to get the latest booster packs in town, they literally have everything. You can use the coupon code ZABLAZETCG to get 5% off your next order. Also, this video is sponsored by Cardmarket.com. Cardmarket is a European platform where you're able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day, and you can use the referral name ZABLAZETCG to help support the channel. This video is also sponsored by YourPlaymat.com. This is a website to create your own custom playmat from scratch. You can upload your own unique design or your favorite wallpaper and then turn it into a beautiful playmat. There's a link down below to get 10% off your next order. Last but certainly not least is DragonShield.com. There are links down below for people from the US and people from Europe where you're going to be able to buy sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. And of course, Dragon Shield is the best brand to protect your beautiful cards. I recommend them for every tournament, so definitely check out the links, and it's going to help out support the channel so much. So thanks for sticking around with the commercials, and let's get this video started already. Peace! What's up YouTube, it's ZABLAZETCG here and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG content, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new. And also go check out the 2022 recap video, the rewind of our YouTube experience during the year 2022. We've experienced a lot of great moments. I want to thank every single one of you guys that were part throughout the year to help support the channel. So today we're going to be talking about the rotation and which decks are going to be suffering a lot, which decks are going to become better, and which decks are completely wiped off the surface of the competitive scene. So yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. If you enjoy videos like these, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button, as it helps support the channel in many ways. So first of all, we have some cards here up on the screen which are going to be coming out on the 31st of the month of March, just because then Scarlet and Violet gets officially released in the Western world. And there are a couple of reprints here that are going to be useful in a lot of decks. First of all is Nest Ball. This card by itself is going to be helping out a lot of decks because we do lose Quick Ball, so you can instantly replace that. Not going to be working out for all the decks, but there's that. There's also the Pokemon Catcher reprint, Crushing Hammer as well as Ultra Ball. So Ultra Ball will still be around for like 2 or 3 more years, which is insane. Energy Surge could help out things like Capacious Bucket rotating, and then there's also this Penny support allowing you to put a basic and all cards attached to it into your hand. So big tanky basics could be a thing here with this card, very similar to Acerola or AZ back before it. So we have Rocky Helmet also being reprinted, not that relevant. The new Hop card here, drawing 3 cards, not that relevant as well. There is this Stadium card here, and this is actually the Tropical Beach, not Tropical Beach, but it's a beach card. I don't know how it's going to be translated over in English, but this beach card allows every basic to have 1 retreat cost less, which could help out the Comfy Engine decks with, of course, losing Scoop Up Net. So these are like impactful cards from the set. Also, this card here allows you to search this is a supporter here. So if you can check out here, the Jack supporter, we're here over at the Poke Beach, allows you to put 2 evolution cards from the deck into your hand. So Evolution Incense also rotates. I don't know if it's going to be the best supporter ever, but it could allow you to get 2 Archeops and then Ultra Ball and do at least your LUGIA shenanigans if you want to. But LUGIA also is going to be having a huge nerf because all the special energies will be rotating. If you wonder which cards are going to be rotating, these are actually cards, we've talked about this before, to be honest, in a separate video. So these are like impactful cards that we're going to be losing. So take a quick glance at it, but there's a dedicated video about this as well. Marnie will be replaced by Judge, and there's also the huge cards, Quick Ball, Evolution Incense, Scoop Up Net. These are going to be huge cards for sure. We still haven't gotten every card revealed for the Scarlet and Violet set, so there could be additional cards that you could help out already existing archetypes. For the Pokemon themselves, they only released a couple of them quite yet. It's like Koraidon, don't think it's going to be that good. Definitely in a format where Mew VMAX is still going to be supreming like as the best deck in format. Miraidon, great for lightning decks, could be experimenting with that tandem unit ability, allowing it to get 2 basic lightning energies, 2 basic lightning Pokemon and put them on the bench. So helping out for sure, and Arcanine is mediocre for sure. So hopefully there's going to be some better EXs coming forward from the Scarlet and Violet set. But for this video, let's talk about the main archetypes, right? So we are right now in the Lugia world. That's right. Lugia, seeming as the best deck in format, is everywhere, is now even running some tech cards like Espeon to of course make sure that I cannot get paralyzed or get the energies discarded by Cry of Destruction. So let's take a quick look at a classic Lugia deck, how it looks like. So let's just take one of these lists and just open it up here. Okay, this list is a Carlos build of Lugia. That's not the one I want to be showcasing. So maybe it's better to just go on the regular limitless side and then go to tournaments. And from the tournaments on, let's just take the tournament, the LAIC, where Tord Reklev was able to destroy everyone with this specific build. So let's just zoom in a tiny little bit. So what can we see here from the Lugia build? They're going to be losing all the special energies except for double turbo. Capture energy will be gone, powerful Cars energy will be gone, Aurora energy will be gone, and that's going to be huge. So our Archeops Lugia is still around, Radiant Charizard is still around. It also loses all the amazing rare Pokemon, so no longer you're going to be cheesing out wins with the amazing destruction Yveltal. So yeah, Yveltal going away. I think yeah, Southland still remains, Luminion still remains, Oranguru goes away, Pumpkaboo still around, Dunsparce still around, and I think Manaphy is also, yeah, Manaphy is also still around. So supporter-wise, you're going to be losing Marnie, but you can replace that with Judge. But the problem is Lugia going to be that strong anymore? You don't have the one-hit KO potential of amazing rare Yveltal. You also are losing out on your powerful Cars energy, so Lugia's damage output is a little bit slowed down. But there are still ways to be playing Lugia because we still have a lot of special energies in the format, like a lot of Carlos special energies. Depends on if they're going to be printing more special energies. For my personal take, Lugia is definitely not best deck in format anymore. It drops down to maybe a tier 2 deck if you combine it with some other special energies. For instance, you could be playing single strike Lugia VSTAR to playing some single strike Pokemon in there. And with the single strike energies, you're going to be able to at least go for huge one-hit KOs, maybe with single strike Urshifu VMAX or Gengar VMAX, whatever you prefer. But it's still going to be around, but lower down in the tiers. But it's going to be a little bit clunkier as well, seeing as we do lose Quick Ball, which is a way you could get that Archeops in the discard pile. Aurora Energy was also a way to get the Archeops in the discard pile. Maybe people will grab towards like Burnett as a way you can discard 2 Archeops instantly and then go for the single strike energies in a list like this. Or maybe even more funky builds with fusion energies and Meloetta. Who knows? But Lugia, definitely not best deck anymore. Probably going to be moving down to tier 2, even tier 3 if other decks are way more consistent. So say goodbye to the Lugia format, because as soon as rotation drops, Lugia is not going to be that great anymore. Let's check out Lost Box, and while we're at it, let's also check out a very powerful deck that has been around for quite a while. Let's check out the Brisbane, not the Brisbane list. Let's check out, yeah, in Toronto, there was, of course, Grant Manley playing that, and even Caleb playing that Lost Zone box. Let's just check out what the Lost Zone box has to offer. Also, the Zamazenta from Crown Zenith is way better than Snorlax with Choice Bell, so that is going to be the Metal Energies, but we don't have that quite yet. But over in Japan, they already have that. So as a little side note, what are we going to be losing? A very impactful Scoop Up Net. Scoop Up Net allowed you to just comfy, scoop up, and also that's going to be hurting the deck quite a bit. We still have switch cards and Escape Rope. Maybe that new stadium, that beach stadium, could help out the Lost Zone boxes to, of course, free retreat with Comfy, although typically you already utilized a manual attach and retreat of the turn, so I don't know how impactful that will be. But losing Scoop Up Net will slow down the Lost Zone engine decks quite a bit, and I'm personally going to be afraid, like, sometimes you won't be able to get out a turn 1 Cramorant because you cannot recycle your Scoop Up Net Comfy every single time. So with 2 Scoop Up Nets, you actually were able to get, of course, Lost Mine of Sableye off very, very quickly throughout the game. Now it's going to be a little bit less great. You could try and utilize the Banette here. I don't know if you guys know the Banette that is around. Like right now, nobody is playing Banette, but Banette is, of course, a card that also came out in Lost Origin here with the Puppet Offering. Once during your turn, you may put a supporter card from the discard pile into your hand. If you do, put this card and all Pokemon in the Lost Zone. So you put Sableye in the put Shuppet and Banette both in the Lost Zone, helping out with your cause. And if you do that, you're going to be able to get your Colress back. So Maybe that's going to be the way you could go about it. That also means you can get maybe Balsasaurus back from the discard pile as well. Maybe you can try out the Lost Zone Engine decks with that Poke Beach. Not that Poke Beach. It's like the Beach Stadium card on top of like more copies of Lost Vacuum to just get, of course, up to that 10 mark of the Lost Mine, so you can activate that. It still keeps Radiant Greninja. It still has a lot of variety in attackers, and I personally think it's going to be a deck that is staying around. It is still going to work out, but it's going to be slowed down. But in that sense, a lot of decks will be slowed down in the format regardless, and you don't have to be losing your sleep about it, because a lot of decks will slow down and Lost Engine decks will still be around. Colorless is around. We do lose Bird Keeper in a way, so we will have to grab towards maybe another supporter that could help us like get to that goal to get cards in the Lost Zone. So more copies of Lost Vacuum, more stadiums to retreat. The deck is still around. We still have Battle VIP packs, we still have Mirage Gate, we still have Escape Rope, we still have Switch Card. We have almost everything we still have, so you can still have a counter deck with Mirage Gate to get any attacker powered up in no time. Getting to that 7 card will help. You can just get the Beach Stadium, maybe 2 or 3 copies, and maybe 2 or 3 Lost Vacuums, and out of nowhere you still have a nice way to get to that 10 or 7 mark, depending on if you want Mirage Gate or Lost Mine. So this is still going to be around. I don't know if it's going to be tier 1. That is something to be tested out in the next format, but it still seems promising. You still have Snipes with Radiant Greninja. Almost your entire like setup is still around. Oranguru will be a little bit more difficult, but on the other hand, Marnie is gone regardless, so who cares about that, right? So we talked about 2 decks. Lugia dropping down all the way to like tier 2, tier 3. For the Lost Zone boxes, I think they're still around in tier 1.5, but we still need a lot of testing, and we still need to check out how many cards will be revealed yet for the Scarlet and Violet set. Moving forward is Mew Genesect. Mew Genesect is a deck that has been around for quite a little bit. So we have a couple of different versions. Let's check out the Stuttgart Regionals. We have, of course, Brand Kozman's Fusion list, and then there's also the disrupted DTE build. Let's check out the Fusion build first, and you'll see very quickly that Mew will become the best deck in the format. Look at all the cards that it loses. So Mew Engine, it still is around. Meowetta, still around. Alessa Sparkle, still around. Boss, still around. We have like Serena, still around. The tablets, VIP Pass, Ultra Ball. It's all still part of the deck. The only thing that it actually loses is like Quick Ball. But we have Nazball or even Feather Ball if you want to go for that strategy, because Feather Ball also fetches out Mew VMAX. Mew VMAX will be probably the best deck in the format, the most consistent deck in the room. It draws so many cards with Fusion Strike system. So if you're a fan of Mew VMAX is still going to be the best deck in the format. And the cool thing is that Path to the Peak is also still around. So don't worry about like Drapion. You can be playing a couple of paths, so you can help with that. You can still donk people with Meloetta. I think this deck is going to be super scary post-rotation, because a lot of decks will suffer from consistency issues because Crobat V is not longer around, but Mew VMAX doesn't lose a lot of things. You might be getting like clunked up hands with like Quick Ball being stuck, but the cool thing is if you're playing a couple of Nazball, you can still Cram-O-Matic the Nazballs, or maybe if you get knocked out, play Nazball for nothing, play another Nazball, then fill up your bench. So capabilities enough for Mew VMAX to thrive. You have Forest Sealstone to be the most consistent way to donk people and get like cards that you want instantly. So Mew VMAX, obviously tier 1 best deck in the format after rotation. I know that people can still be playing like the Galarian Moltres, they could be playing Arceus, but the cool thing is that Shady Dealings Engine is gone, so they don't get out like their consistent combos to counter Mew. The only best way to counter Mew is Drapion, but if Mew starts playing a couple of Path to the Peaks, it's going to be super detrimental for sure. Next up is the DTE build of Mew. As you can see here, it loses Marnie, but you can instantly replace that with Judge, as Andrew Mahone already did in his testing group with playing Judges over Marnie. So with people like that utilized Oranguru, it wouldn't work. But Oranguru is gone. Marnie is gone, but you can still disrupt. Roxanne is around, Judge is around, you can Pat is around, so you can still Judge Pat, which is still going to be a crazy combo. Cross Switchers are still around. You only lose Quick Ball, as to mention, so play some Nazballs and see how it works. Definitely crack up your Cram-O-Matic count to like 4, so if the Nazballs in the late game, if your bench is filled up, you can still get rid of those, and you still have 4 Ultra Balls, which is very, very strong. Yeah, Mew VMAX. Be careful for it. Post-rotation, you're going to be seeing a whole lot of Mew. So it's like the Pikarom story. It never dies. It's going to be busted until it rotates. Moving forward, the Regis. Let's talk about the Kyoto Champions League here, where Regis was able to win it all. Let's check out this list, shall we? So, yeah, what can we say? Regis is dead. Oh no, my favorite deck in this season is gone. I already got 180 championship points with Reggie alone, and now it's gone. I have to find a new deck because all the special energies rotate. Actually, all the good ones. Capture is gone, Speed Lightning is gone, Aurora is gone, Twin is gone. What do you even do? You can play basic energies with Regis, but you cannot attack with all of them. We need some sort of a rainbow energy reprint, otherwise the Regis will stay dead. For the remainder of the format, because all the Regis are still alive, and also Scoop Up Net is gone, a huge thing. So Scoop Up Net is gone, all the special energies are gone. This deck is dead. Not even on the tier list, it is completely dead. Moving forward, Lost Zone Tina. Lost Zone Tina was a deck that was very good during the Lost Origin format. So as I was saying here, the comfy engine decks get slowed down ridiculously. You will need to swap up your Temple of Sinners because LUGIA is going to be pretty bad regardless. So like they cannot even cheese you out with Stalin because powerful Kara's energy is gone and LUGIA will be bad regardless. Unless like a new LUGIA build comes out that I still haven't tested out yet. But yeah, LUGIA not that great anymore. That means you can just swoop away your Temple of Sinnoh and add in the new Beach Stadium card from the Scarlet and Violet set. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is this Stadium card here, allowing you to, of course, get 1 retreat cost less, which allows you to just, free retreat comfy, and then maybe crack up your escape rope count. Maybe play like 3 switches, 4 escape rope, or maybe some switch cards as well, so you can circle around your comfies. I know you're gonna have to have a lot more comfies set up your field, so your bench will be a little bit more fragile. Maybe Manaphy is gonna be a thing if like Radiant Grinja is going to be the way they win against comfies. But this deck still survives. You can still result to the first attack, Abyss Seeking to just get cards in the Lost Zone. As mentioned, Lost Vacuum might be very good. 2 copies of Lost Vacuum, 2 copies or even 3 copies of the new Stadium card, and more switch outs, and you should be good to go. The deck survives. Is it gonna be tier 1? It could be. Drapion's still a way you can deal with Mew if they don't find like Pat to just disrupt that. But if you play more Stadium cards, you can overlap and still KO the Mew VMAX. So yeah, it's gonna be a good deck still. If you're playing Tina, you shouldn't be worried. It's still going to be good. Let's talk about Duraludon, shall we? Duraludon is a deck that people love to be playing because of the Skyscraper ability. Skyscraper not gonna be that relevant anymore, seeing as yeah, a lot of decks that play special energies. Think about the Regis. Think about Lugia will not be played anymore. So, or actually not that much. Maybe Lugia still finds a way as a different build. Maybe with some Blizzy Vs or whatever. You never know what happens. But Skyscraper not going to be that useful. Although Arceus is still around. Arceus with the Star Birth ability is one of the most consistent abilities in the game. Getting any 2 cards from the deck. Arceus can be paired up with Flying Pikachu VMAX. Arceus can be paired up with Giratina VSTAR. There's lots of ways you can pair up Arceus with an additional attacker. We'll have to figure out which attacker is going to be the best one out of the bunch. But Duraludon probably not going to be the one, although it does have a lot of HP, doesn't have any weakness. You lose your Hyper Potion, so out-healing is not going to be a thing anymore unless you're playing like Crystal Caves. But then again, Duraludon has a bad matchup against Mew VMAX, and Mew VMAX is expected to be the best deck in the format post-rotation, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of Duraludon. You could still play the deck, but Quick Ball is gone, so you have to resort to Nazball. Although in this particular case, it's not going to be too bad. You still keep around most of the cards here. Like Tower of Darkness is also still around. You can play Trekking Shoes to just be a little bit more consistent here and there. Marnie is gone, but you can just play 1 or 2 Judge instead. So in theory, the deck survives, but is the deck even that good? I think there's better partners for Arceus post-rotation. And definitely because Skyscraper was good against Lugia. Lugia is no longer going to be the best deck in the format. So I wonder if there's a better version of Arceus. Like there's different versions of Arceus around. Like Flying Pikachu could still be a thing. Although, do you need Flying Pikachu in the first place? You can, of course, win against Lost Zone Box. That is true. Against Lost Zone Box, you can win because you have that Flying Pikachu and basics cannot attack you. Although they can still resort to Sableye. But the thing I'm seeing here is that, yeah, Flying Pikachu, you hit weakness against Lugia, you hit weakness against Palkia, and Palkia is another one of those very strange decks that I want to be talking about. Alright, let's talk about Palkia, shall we? Okay, I'm trying to find a great Palkia list here. Let's see. Is there any great Palkia list out there that we can check out? And LAIC, there was no lot of LUGIA around. Maybe it was in Toronto or maybe in Stuttgart, right? Yeah, here it is. Magnus Peterson playing a Palkia deck here. Inteleon engine is gone. Let's just get that straight out of the way. The Inteleon engine is gone. So you're not able to play that, but in the past there was the Turbo Palkia list. If you guys remember, let's go back all the way. Let's skip this. The last 12 months, I think it was one of the first regionals in Melbourne here. Yeah, where check it, the top 8 was all Palkia. And the Turbo build was able to win. Also, in the VSTAR regionals, if I'm not mistaken, a Vikavolt deck with Palkia was able to win it also. You can resort to the Baby Mew, still around. Palkia still has the great ability Star Portal. You can attack with Radiant Greninja. You have Subspace Well. You can be playing some different attackers with that are going to be able to power it up with Melanie. Or you can be playing the Barrel engine with Palkia and maybe Ice Rider. So don't sleep on Palkia. I know it loses Capacious Bucket, but there's still Energy Surge, I suppose. Energy Surge could help maybe like a smaller amount and maybe more physical energies. You still have Trekking Shoe. Air Balloon is something that's going to be moving away, but you can play that new Stadium card, allowing this Mew to have free retreat, which is awesome. Also going to have free retreat on the Diancie while you power yourself up. And you have access to the Starmie and more attackers. So you can be having a different way, although Scoop Up Net Rotation, which is bad for like Radiant Greninja itself. You could be playing maybe like a couple of research or something. I think at the World Championship, something similar was pretty great by Azul, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check it out. At the World Championship, I did see... yeah. Oh no, I'm here at NEIC. I need to check out Worlds. Yeah, Worlds where the... Yeah, Grand Manly... Yeah, the Silver Cylinder, like with Grand Manly here. Let's check out the list. You can also play something like this. You still have Empoleon, which is super annoying for any comfy engine around. You could be maybe tacking in a Drapion for the Mew matchup, but you still have raw power by your side. With Star Portal, you can attack with Ice Rider, Calyrex VMAX, which has the Choice Belt to slap 280, which is very great. Unfortunately, we do lose Capacious Bucket, but we still keep Irida. But as a matter of fact, Irida will no longer be able to grab Choice Belt. So that's a big concern here, because Irida only gets items. And all the tool cards are, a little bit changed up, where they have their own unique style. There's going to be tool cards, and they no longer are classified as item cards, which is super annoying. But yeah, there's a lot of cards still sticking around. They're definitely going to be a Palkia deck, because Palkia typically has a great matchup against Mew VMAX, so it's still going to be around. I think Palkia gets like buffed up with, of course, Lugia and all that stuff rotating. So get your Palkias while they're fresh. They're still going to be good. Kyurem, let's check out a random list here of Kyurem. Oranguru is gone. The deck is less consistent. Capacious Bucket is gone. I don't think Kyurem is going to be the way. I think if you want to be playing Kyurem, maybe alongside Palkia and the Turbo build, as we've seen with Ice Rider, is probably better. Yeah, I think that is going to be better, to be honest, because when Oranguru is gone, the Glaciated World becomes less good. And Rotom Phone is also gone. So is there any consistent way to get an energy on top of the deck? I don't know. Crobat is also gone, so I think Kyurem is not going to be that great anymore. Next, Zoroark box. And this is actually getting a little bit of a buff, seeing as it also can transform into Stage 1 EXs. I don't know how many of the cards still are around, but Raichu helps out against Palkia if they utilize their VSTAR power, which they probably won't do because they're clever. Mightyena is still around to just slap against Mew VMAX. Slowbro is a great way to get your last couple of prize cards. I think we keep almost everything for the powerful Stage 1 attackers. Zoroark might finally be able to shine on top of this. Like, you probably would need to have better ways to find energies. Like, the twin energies all get rotated, which is bad for the deck, but some Pokemon require only one card energy to attack. Think about Acid Muckus, Tick Muckus, the Ambustion Spark of the Raichu. You'll be playing 4 double turbo energies, making up some room, and who knows, Zoroark might actually become a great deck. Although Cinccino rotates, we still have Dicuria, which can do the exact same thing, or even better, Liepard, which is out of range from Radiant Greninja Snipe. So there is a Liepard around, allowing you to, of course, do the exact same thing. Discard a card from hand, draw 2 cards. Yeah, Evolution Essence is gone though, but we do get Nesball, which is way better for a deck like this. Like, you can be playing 4 Lava Ball, 4 Nesball, get your setup instantly, maybe playing 1 or 2 Ultra Ball, just in case, because Ultra Ball has some synergy to put stage 1s in the discard pile. Yeah, I think there might be some way that Zoroark becomes a great deck, finally, because they're not going to be cheesed out with Stylens eating up your Zoroark. Vikavolt, a deck that is completely gone just because of the fact that, yeah, Vikavolt rotates. So, say goodbye to Vikavolt. It was good while it lasted. So, Zoroark survives. Palkia survives. Yeah, Ice Rider could be a thing with Palkia again. Lugia is going to be pretty bad. Lawsome Boxes will have to adapt playing that new Stadium card. Mew VMAX is going to be entirely bonkers. Regis is a deck that is gone. Next is Hisuian Zoroark. Hisuian Zoroark is a deck that people are very fond of. It loses Crobat, which is annoying. You might be playing the Diancies and the Baby Mew engine as it did before. So you can wall with the Diancie, and then when you're ready to strike, you can go for that Ticking Curse. You have consistency with the Phantom Star ability. You have Drapion for your Mew VMAX matchup. This is still, it doesn't lose that much. I think, like, we still have Gape Job Bog, like most of the things we have. Evolution Essence, you can, yeah, maybe get rid of those. Maybe an additional Tracking Shoe. So the deck still survives. I wonder how good Zoroark will be. Maybe a lot of people will tack in some Galarian Zapdos V, because Arceus maybe is going to be better when it finds its suitable partner in this meta. Moving forward, Arceus Goodra. Is that going to be surviving the rotation? It keeps literally almost everything, I would say. Hyper Potion's gone. That's the bad thing, right? Goodra could be nice, but with Hyper Potions leaving the format, you're not going to be that tick anymore. There are decks like Mew that can just bombard over you, because you can just go for Melodious Echo and boom, you KO the Goodra, and you don't have healing. So I don't think Duraludon or Goodra is the way to go with Arceus, seeing as we do lose Hyper Potion. Moving forward, Control. I'm going to be talking about Control real quick, seeing as Piper was able to win the regionals in Toronto with the Control deck. So let's check out the list again. I think the V-Union still keeps is still playable after rotation, if I'm not mistaken. So you can still do that, but Snorlax with Gormandize is gone, and that's pretty much the bread and butter of a deck like this. So I don't think the deck survives. There's going to be definitely a new way to play Control, but without Gormandize relying on that consistency, I think Mewtwo V-Union Control is gone. There's going to have to be a new way to play Control, but without, most of these lists revolves around a card that could draw cards, and that's not the case anymore. Maybe a new card comes out in Scarlet and Violet that could change that, but Mewtwo Control is gone. Arceus Flying Pika, as mentioned, this is also a way you could be playing the Arceus. Let's check it out. Arceus B-Barrel list will be great. B-Barrel is still around. Crobat is gone, I know, but we're gonna have to play like... You could also play like a very thick line of B-Barrel and go for the Chair and Scare package once again, because that has been proven to work against Mew VMAX. Have V-Guard, have Radiant Gardevoir, have a thick line of B-Barrel, and just draw with... and even though Palpad rotates, you can be playing a thick count of the Chair and Scare to just out-heal. Is definitely a strategy that you could go for. Evolution Essence gets rotated though, so that's super annoying. You could be playing, I guess, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Quick Ball as the norm of like a big B-Barrel engine, so you can keep drawing cards. Oh, here's a Chair and Scare, I undo a turn of you, and it's going to be fantastic. You could be playing Drapion, so Arceus B-Barrel, maybe Arceus doesn't need a partner at all. Just Arceus B-Barrel by itself with V-Guard energies and, yeah, Chair and Scare. Who knows? Who knows? That could be the thing, right? And you can fill up your bench with a lot of V-Barrels. Maybe you can play Collapse Stadium to get rid of your damaged Arceus when you don't find Cheren Scare. So I wonder how Arceus will develop, but I think Arceus is still going to be good. Palkia is still going to be good. Mew is still going to be good. Lugia is going to be bad. Lawson Buck is going to be dropping down a tier because it has some consistency issues, because Scoop Up Net is gone. Zoroark could become better. So many things to think about with rotation. Eternatus is a deck that completely rotated, so that's bad. Let's talk about Blizzy now, shall we? Maybe people want to be checking out what Blizzy is capable of. Okay, Blizzy is still around. I think Pokestop could be a way you could go about it, although Path to the Peak is still strong. Path to the Peak was great against Mew VMAX, but they probably will have a way to bump that stadium. Maybe Pokestop is better to get all these special energies gone, but Powerful Energy being gone is going to be pretty bad. Although we still have 4 double turbos, like the split between 4 double turbos and 4 powerful was really great. I think the deck is going to be worse altogether. Miltank also gets worse with EXs introduced in the format, and Yveltal still a nice strategy, but the problem is, yeah, you only have the 4 DTEs to work with. So Yveltal to get, of course, rid of the energies of a Mew VMAX could be a way, definitely with Pat, and I think Cape of Toughness, yeah, Cape of Toughness also rotates, so you're not gonna be as tanky as before. So a Blizzy without Cape feels so bad. Definitely in a format where Mew VMAX is ruling supreme. So I would give up on Blizzy. Definitely would give up on Blizzy. Arc Intel, as mentioned, the Inteleon engine is gone. Palkia Inteleon, the Inteleon engine is gone. Reggie Draco with Arceus is maybe the time to shine with a deck like this. Okay, what does it utilize? Okay, you have Duraludon, you have Giratina, you have your Goodrel, so these are the main ways you can be starting attacking with Reggie Draco. Maybe it's time, after rotation, when this deck actually becomes viable. Although we do get rid of Quick Ball, which is a nice way to get your Dragon-type Pokemon in discard pile, but if you're playing like Serenas and a huge amount of research, that could be a way you can get these Dragon-type Pokemon in the discard pile. So we'll see, maybe Reggie Draco can finally do something. Although an Arceus build would definitely need Radiant Gardevoir, would definitely need V-Guard to survive against the crazy Meloetta shenanigans with Mew VMAX. Luna Rock. Now we're at the bottom tiers, right? Are these decks going to become better? I don't think so. Galarian Weezing leaves the format, so no more neutralizing gas ability block. That's a relief for a lot of people. There is I don't know if Frostmoth boxes are completely gone because Frostmoth has rotated. So Rapid Strike Malamar. Is it going to have a space in this format? Probably not, because Radiant Greninja is still going to be around with Palkia, and it's still going to be around with Lawson boxes. Depends on how good those do in order for it to become a better thing. Urshifu with Inteleon. Urshifu is still around. Inteleon rotated. Urshifu Bibarel. Urshifu Baby Mew engine. I don't know. Urshifu Lawson Comfy engine with Mirage Gate. I don't know. The cool thing is that Urshifu does hit weakness against Arceus, but the problem is that Dunsparce is still around, so it's probably going to be like a tic-tac-toe situation where Arceus is going to attack in Dunsparce, and Urshifu is bad. Mew is also still around, which is bad for Urshifu, but Urshifu could be playing the Galarian Moltres package, definitely with like the Baby Mew engine. The problem with Baby Mew is that Baby Mew cannot find Era like tool cards, so that's going to be pretty tricky. We'll have to figure out. Dialga, still around. Dialga with Lawson, or Dialga the purest form. Let's see here. Is there any deck that we can take a look at? So it loses Zacian, it loses Crobat, so you're not that turbo. It loses Scoop Up Net. It's bad. It was bad at the start, but it gets even worse. So as a little recap, Eternatus decks gone. These decks were not playable to begin with. Duraludon. Oh yeah, I was forgetting that Duraludon also loses the great Duraludon with the hard coding ability. So Vikavolt is gone. Crobat for a lot of decks is gone. Chinchino gets replaced by Liepard. Weezing is gone. What a relief. Inteleon is gone. What a relief. Amazing Rare Pokemon is gone, which means Lugia is bad. Definitely because it loses all the special energies. And Marty gets replaced by Judge, or maybe Colress. Colress Research or something, depends on the deck. But you do want to have some hand disruption here and there. Yeah, for this, Scoop Up Net, Quick Ball. Yeah, these are the most impactful cards, as well as Evolution Incense. Capacious Bucket can get replaced by an Energy Surge, but it's probably going to be a little bit slowed down. So, yeah, I was also going to be talking about Rapid Strike Malamar, because I adored that deck when that came out in Chilling Reign or Battle Styles, don't recall here. So, keeps Cynthia, keeps Brawly, keeps Karina. Yeah, I don't see maybe this it loses the Inteleon engine, so you will have to go to like a Liepard or a Kirlia engine. You could go for Kirlia, seeing as you do run some Psychic energies, so that could be a way, like the Kirlia engine, but the Liepard engine is probably a little bit safer, seeing as it is, yeah, going to be impactful. And if Lost Zone Box is not that popular anymore, maybe Malamar could find its way back in the format, which would be super delightful. So let me know in the comments what you feel about the current meta. Yeah, the meta has shaped up quite a bit. If you weren't really talking about like Durant loses like 4 energy, so that's going to be pretty bad. And also, I think Energy Lotto got a reprint, if I'm not mistaken. I think so, but yeah, even then, if you whiff out on your energy, it's going to be bad. So having more like double turbo shenanigans was pretty good. So I wonder what your opinion is about the rotation. Which deck are you going to be playing after rotation? Are there going to be better EXs coming out? I currently don't know. But if I was playing in a lost rotation format right, I'm not lost, and a post-rotation format right now, I'd probably go for a Mew VMAX that has answers for Drapion, because Mew VMAX is the most consistent Bass deck out there. You can still Psychic Leap, you have a Lesser Sparkle, all that good stuff. Or maybe I would try out a Palkia list with, of course, the Baby Mew engine and stuff with cross switchers. That could also be very, very good for sure, because a lot of Lightning decks will be moving away because of the fact that LUGIA is no longer the top tier deck to beat, so maybe Palkia, Turbo Palkia, and Mew are still decks that are going to be very strong after rotation. I would also try out an Arceus build with, I don't know which partner, maybe just pure Arceus with Radiant Gardevoir and V-Guard Energy and Cheren Scares, and the B-Barrel engine, of course. So I want to hear your opinions down below. Hopefully you guys appreciated this video. If you did, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Go check out our sponsors, PokemonStore.com, the best place for TCGO code cards, cardmarket.com, which is of course very useful for European players out there. You're going to be able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. There's Dragon Shield for all your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Links down below for people from US as well as Europe. And then yourplaymat.com gets you covered if you want to create your own custom playmat from scratch. Get 10% off today to create your own custom playmat, and you're going to be a happy person with your own unique logo or your favorite wallpaper onto a playmat. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG madness. Peace!